Okay, so what I have here is a blank Cubase project. The first thing I need to do before I import a video is go to my project settings and see how it's been set up. So if I go to the project menu, I can then go to the project setup window. And here the place that I need to look is in the video section first of all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my frame rate to 24 frames a second. And then when I move a bit lower down, I'm going to look at my audio settings. Now here you've got the sample rate. 44.1 kilohertz is CD sampling. A lot of video projects work at 48. That's just the sample rate that DV, digital video format, originally started off at. And so it can't hurt to put this up to 48 kilohertz. That means that when you're dealing with movie soundtracks, and also when you're exporting your finished project, you shouldn't have to do any sample rate conversion. I'm going to leave it on 24-bit resolution. And that's all you really have to worry about in this section here. Click OK. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so now I can go and import my video files. First thing I have to do is create a video track. So I go Project, Add Track, Video. That brings in my video track. You can only have one video track per project. The next thing I want to do is import my video files. So then I go File, Import, Video File. Now I've got my folders set up here. I've actually arranged my video files into a folder, and I know that these ones here are in the correct format because I've pre-converted them. So I can select them all by pressing the Shift key as I select them. It's giving me a breakdown here of the type of files that they are. And I can tap on Open. Cubase will split off the sound from any video files that have sound. What it's done is it's put them on top of each other, which is not ideal. So I can just move those along like that. And Cubase is going to take a second just to generate what it calls a thumbnail cache. So that will give me a bit of a visual representation of what the video is doing. Of course, you get that from the playback window as well. And if I tap on a file, I can open it. And here's my video window. Now this sound is actually very loud, so I'm just going to temporarily turn it down by using the volume handle on that clip. What I actually might want to do is mute that for now, so I'm going to mute that clip. Imagine that this is a video project that's been sort of pre-cut a little bit, so this is a rough cut of a video, just as an example. You can see that Cubase is telling me there's a frame rate mismatch on the video that I've imported, and that's not a huge problem, because as you can see it plays back fine anyway if I play it. So I don't need to worry too much about that at the moment. That's something that would be more of a problem if you were working in video software. Really, video in Cubase and the video track is used more for reference than anything else. If I had a second monitor or a big video screen that I had connected to my computer, I might want to drag this video playback window out onto that screen. Obviously I can resize it quite easily. It's changing the aspect ratio as I do that. If I right click on it, I can make further settings. I can force it to conform to an internal aspect ratio as well, which is nice because it means the video doesn't get bent out of shape. Now, because the frame rate of the video doesn't have a bearing on the tempo of the music, what I can do is I can go and show my transport panel. I can just check the tempo of the project. So here you can see it's at 120 BPM. I can actually turn that down by double clicking on it, and I might want to say I want this music to be at 100 BPM. Although the video doesn't change, just like composing any kind of music in Cubase, you need to work to a time base, and that's for quantizing MIDI, for stretching audio, and for putting loops together. So the musical basis on which you work in Cubase is the same as you would creating any music. So you need to make sure that you know what your time signature and tempo are. You can change these later, but it's good to have an idea of what they are at the start and to try to stick to that if possible. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to just minimize this audio track because I don't need it, and I'm going to create a simple instrument track to play along with the video.